Learn how to build and connect a backend PHP array script to a front-end JavaScript Ajax request. In this lesson, we want to look at how you can connect a client side to a server side. We've been looking at how you can demonstrate this within the browser, but in a real-world application where you might have a server elsewhere and you need your application on the client side to talk to the server, there's a way that you need to connect them together in order to be able to communicate with each other. So to make a web application work, like I said, your front-end JavaScript needs a real address to talk to. And so we are going to be using a file and assume that file to be on our server. And we are now going to establish a live API endpoint so that when your JavaScript brings this file, the server dynamically bundles used data into JSON text, ship it back, and the JavaScript converts it into a working array on the fly. So this is also something I'm running on the server, on PHP server. Specifically, you can see the local host in my URL. So if you are just joining, you can look at my previous lesson to understand how to set this up. So I'm not going to go through the process again. So basically, I've just added one more thing at my root folder. And this is the file, demo file array.php. And inside it, I have a PHP array inside it. And what is basically inside this file is this. You see, this is a native PHP index array. You can see it's a little bit different from the way we do it in JavaScript. So this is a native PHP index array. And on the next line, we are actually translating the PHP array into a standard JSON string using the JSON encode method. And finally, this part is printing the text string so the JavaScript Ajax request can catch it. So let's look at how we can now make use of this file in this example. So let's move on. Okay, so inside this p tag, inside my HTML part, so that I'll be able to display the text inside this space. That's why I am writing the PHP inside the p tag. So the first thing is to open a PHP tag, PHP, and also close it. So now that I have this, oh, sorry, I've already done that inside this file, so I don't need it here anymore. So I will close this and I'll move down. And this time I am going to add scripts because I want to connect both sides together now. So how do I do that? Well, I want to do the connection using an Ajax request, and Ajax is part of JavaScript. So the script needs to go inside the script tag. So the first thing is I want to make a variable XML HTTP. And this will take the new XML HTTP request method, it's a browser built-in tool that you can use to make Ajax request. Then XML HTTP.unload is going to take a function. And inside it, I'll make a variable and call it my object. So whatever is stored from the server, I want it to be passed here. This.response text. So once it is passed, then it should be passed to this demo, which represents our p tag, and its content should replace whatever we have inside that p tag. At the array index position of 2. And I can close it. Now I can make a request, XML HTTP.open. So this is where the Ajax request is happening. Then I will set my HTTP method. I want to get that file. And the location for the file is demo underscore file array dot php, and then I can send the request xml http dot send. So if I go ahead and refresh this, nothing is actually happening. So let me find out what the problem could be. I can see JSON pass, unexpected error, JSON.pass. Let me see. I'm not sure the file location is an issue. Oh, it was the file location. So the forward slash was not needed. So now look at it. You can see audio right here on my screen. So what just happened? Well, we just used Ajax to connect our client side and our server side code together. This is the server side demo array file.php. You can see it contains a PHP code, and this is the client side. And so this is the Ajax where we use to connect both of these things together. So in a real world application, this will be on the server. It might not be in the same code base or the same file as we have here in this example, but wherever that server info might be, you can always pull it using Ajax by making a request to it. So let's assume it's an external URL. So that external URL is what will replace this local file that I have here. And then once it gets anything from the server, it will return it back to this function. So whatever is gotten from this file will be passed here. And this method, JSON.pass, will pass it to make it JSON compliance. And once that is done, then it will be passed down to the inner.html to write it onto the DOM and then output whatever the result is, as you can see in our case. And you can use this to control whatever information you want to get. So if I want to get what we have in the index position of 3, you can see. If I want what we have inside the index position of 0 as well, then definitely you will be able to see that in our output. So the JavaScript received the raw text string because it starts with a square bracket. As you can see, the JSON pass instantiates a true JavaScript array instead of an object by using that pass to pass it. And because arrays are 0 base index, that is why we are controlling what to show with the index in this particular line. Here are a few key takeaways from this lesson. The file name passed inside your JavaScript .open method must exactly match the file name and extension .php that is saved on your server. You can see that what I have here exactly matches what I have here. If there's any difference, then there will be an issue. It will not work. Number 2, a standard index array in PHP is automatically mapped directly to a standard array in JSON when using JSON control method. And lastly, both backend array and front-end pass JSON array count item starting from index position of 0.